Alright guys, welcome to a little series I'm going to be starting called Learning Lefty with TCav. So, long story short, back in I want to say February, I went and dislocated my right shoulder. And ever since then, I haven't been able to throw a forehand over 320 feet, which has been really crippling to me because back last year, I was looking at being about forehand dominant. So one thing I started doing last winter is I would learn to throw lefty during the winter. And it was a very, very humbling experience, but I really want to take another shot at it and eventually maybe even play a tournament only throwing lefty. So I've got a couple of goals that I have set for myself that I feel like would be really fun to be able to hit by the end of the year. I want to be able to A, throw 350 with my left hand, B, putt 70% inside of circle 1 with my left hand, and C, develop some kind of left-hand sidearm. So go ahead and join me on my journey. I think it's gonna be really fun, and I'm gonna give you guys a couple baselines I'm looking at right now. All right, so to kind of set a baseline for myself, I'm gonna take a putter, mid-range, and a driver, and I'm going to go measure how far I throw each of them. I'm hoping I can get about 150, 200, 250, maybe even 300 with the driver. Back in the winter, I was able to get a couple out there pretty good. So I'm really interested to see how I'm doing now. I haven't necessarily thrown like lefty since I dislocated my shoulder. So let's give these a couple tosses and see what we're looking at. All right, so I opted for a little bit flippier of a driver. I might take one more throw with the driver just to give myself maybe a little bit more of a chance to get some distance. We'll throw the putter next. I'm going to be throwing a soft proxy. Now, that's one thing I've learned early on from throwing with a new hand is the deeper rimmed, like a putter, like a putter, is a lot harder to get a clean release on. And that's been my biggest struggle is mid-ranges and putters. So that's probably where I think this is going to struggle the most at first. Drivers have been coming out pretty clean for me. So we'll give the mid-range a shot and we'll give one more driver a shot. We're all over the place. I'm keeping it, that's how it's gonna be. All right, a little more stability. I'm gonna give a Grace a shot and see if my left hand can handle this because I don't know, I have no idea. This is a baseline. Ooh, good block. But a nice flip flop, and it's gonna hyzer out. I think that's about 250. I just went and took a look at those drives, and I finished with a solid 222 feet with the proxy. I didn't even measure the Iron Samurai MD3 because it was right there. The Thrasher though, I got 261. That turned over and burned out, so I mean that just could have gone a little bit further even. And then that high hyzer Grace that I threw went 293. So 300, first shot they'll take it. I'm gonna hold true to these numbers because I want to be able to throw big distance off first shots, even with the warm up, and see where I'm at the end of the year. So I'm gonna head over to the putting green and see what we can do. So I measured myself out about 20 feet inside the circle right here. I'm gonna take 10 putts and I'm gonna do it 3 times to kind of get an idea of how I'm putting from inside the circle with my left hand. I'm gonna say 20 feet is like a good general basis. It's up to discretion really, and see how I do. All right, off with a 6 for 10 start. That is nice. And now I'm wondering why I'm not putting left-handed all the time because I don't putt that well with my right hand a lot of the time. Second 2 rounds, let's see if we can actually get that first goal pretty solidified off the first day. 7 for 10, second time around. That was an awful last putt, but you know, I'm kind of thinking I should be sticking to this lefty putting thing. Okay. All right, so third round, finished out 4 for 10. I believe that means I finished 17 for 30, which, you know, that's over 50%. That is an amazing start. I didn't think I'd be doing that well at all. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to play a little makeup hole to kind of just get a feel for how I'm gonna be playing lefty. And then I'm gonna play hole 2 back, which was the basket I was just putting at, and kind of wrap it up from there. Battery's dying, so we gotta get moving. How many playings with the hole 1 basket? I would say it's about 250. I'm gonna throw a Halo Leopard with a little bit of hyzer and see if I can hit a line, because that's gonna be the biggest struggle with a lefty, new lefty, obviously. All right, well, it was inside, it was low, and I threw it on too much hyzer, but not a bad first shot. All right, not totally sure how in the first trip I left myself with a shot inside the circle, but we've got to look for birdie. We've got an equally hard putt for par. All right, as I kind of expected, can't really expect to take birdie on the first hole you play lefty, especially in as long as it's been since I have. But you know, it was worth a hope. Second hole, let's see if we can play this one a little better, although it's a much more difficult line than the last one. All right, so hole 2 at Robbins Island. This is about 230 on what would be a right-hand hyzer. I usually love this hole, but I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I have one of my more understable fairways in the bag, and I've actually got a pretty good supporting right to left wind. So if I try and get some a little bit of anhyzer, I might be able to push something at least a little ways in there, but you know, we'll see. Okay, you know what? Execution for what I was trying to do was not bad. I think I might have gone at that with a kind of poor approach. All right, it's a pretty simple straight shot to the basket. I'm gonna try and throw a lefty forehand. I haven't done this in a minute, so this could be really bad, but we'll see how it goes. Oh. That's about what I expected. I wanna try and do the smart thing now and throw a putter up shot. Okay, I'm a lot better at that than forehand. Fun fact, one of my favorite things to do when I was playing lefty this winter was I would jump putt, which I can't do right now because I'm out here in the brush, but I'm gonna give it a fit, so we'll see what we can do. All right guys, thank you for watching. I'm hoping to make a couple of these videos, maybe even a month, just to try and like keep on building progress. My end goal with this is I want to be able to play in a MA3 tournament, and although I'm MA1 right-handed, I would enter MA3 left-handed and only play left-handed and see what I can do. So, you know, I appreciate you guys for watching. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Also, TCavDiscGolf, really appreciate it. And see you guys next time.